It is a story about a man who refused to be underestimated and who dared to challenge the status quo, leaving an unforgettable mark on history. He transformed gleaming Rolls-Royce cars into garbage trucks, one of the world's most luxurious cars, now a symbol of disdain. It reached the hallowed halls of the Rolls-Royce headquarters in England. The incident sparked conversations about colonialism, classism, and the importance of treating everyone with respect. The year was 1920. The world watched in disbelief. Maharaja Jai Singh of Alwar, a proud Indian prince, did the unthinkable. He transformed gleaming Rolls-Royce cars into garbage trucks. This act of defiance sent shockwaves through society. It became a legend whispered in hushed tones. The Maharaja's audacious move was a response to an insult. It was a wound inflicted by the very company he had patronized. This is the story of how an Indian king challenged British arrogance. It is a tale of revenge served on a silver platter, or rather, in a garbage truck. The image was striking. One of the world's most luxurious cars, now a symbol of disdain. The shining Rolls-Royce, once a chariot of the elite, was now a workhorse. It navigated the dusty streets of Alwar, its once pristine interior now laden with refuse. The sight was a jarring juxtaposition. It spoke volumes about the Maharaja's fury and his unique way of seeking retribution. This act, however, was more than just a display of anger. It was a calculated strike against colonialism. It challenged the established order, turning the tables on those accustomed to deference. The Maharaja's actions resonated with people far beyond the borders of his princely state. It became a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of resistance against perceived injustice and disrespect. The story of the Maharaja and the Rolls-Royce is a timeless one. It is a tale of pride and prejudice, of insult and revenge. It highlights the clash between cultures and the enduring power of dignity. But above all, it is a story about a man who refused to be underestimated and who dared to challenge the status quo, leaving an unforgettable mark on history. Maharaja Sir Jai Singh Prabhakar. GCSI was no ordinary man. Born in 1882, he ascended to the throne of Alwar at the tender age of 11. His reign, though marked by tragedy early on, was defined by his progressive vision and unwavering pride. He was known for his keen intellect, his love for his people, and his deep-seated sense of justice. The Maharaja was a visionary leader. He modernized Alwar, introducing reforms that were ahead of their time. His rule saw the establishment of schools, hospitals, and a network of irrigation canals that transformed the kingdom's agricultural landscape. He was a patron of the arts and sciences, encouraging education and innovation within his realm. Yet the Maharaja was also a man of action. He was a skilled hunter, a renowned marksman, and a fearless warrior. His courage and military acumen earned him the respect of both his allies and his enemies. Stories of his bravery on the battlefield and his unwavering loyalty to his people are still recounted in the palaces and villages of Alwar. However, it was his encounter with Rolls-Royce that would etch his name in the annals of history. This incident, though seemingly trivial in the grand scheme of things, revealed the Maharaja's character like no other. It showcased his unwavering pride, his disdain for arrogance, and his willingness to fight for his honor no matter the cost. The story begins on a bustling London street. Maharaja Jai Singh, dressed in simple attire, walked into the prestigious Rolls-Royce showroom. He was a connoisseur of fine things and wished to purchase one of their vaunted automobiles. Little did he know, his visit would become the stuff of legends. As the Maharaja entered the showroom, his eyes scanned the gleaming vehicles. He carried himself with quiet dignity, the air of royalty evident despite his understated appearance. He approached a salesman, eager to learn more about the luxurious machines. However, his reception was far from what he expected. The salesman, blinded by prejudice and accustomed to dealing with a predominantly European clientele, dismissed the Maharaja. He saw only a man of color, his clothes a far cry from the usual affluent patrons. He scoffed at the idea of the Maharaja affording a Rolls-Royce, assuming he was just a curious onlooker. The Maharaja, a proud man accustomed to respect, was deeply offended. The casual dismissal stung, a stark reminder of the ingrained prejudice prevalent in the colonial era. The incident ignited a fire within him, a burning desire to teach the arrogant salesman and the company he represented a lesson they wouldn't forget. A royal retaliation Rolls-Royce meets its match. The Maharaja, though seething inside, maintained his composure. He left the showroom without a word, his silence speaking volumes. He would not dignify the insult with an immediate response. Instead, he hatched a plan as audacious as it was ingenious. He would buy a Rolls-Royce, yes, but not to grace his personal collection. The Maharaja, with a flick of his royal wrist, purchased several Rolls-Royce cars. The news of his purchase reached the ears of the dismissive salesman. He was elated, unaware of the storm that was about to unfold. The Maharaja had his staff ship the cars back to India, to his kingdom of Alwar. It was there, under the scorching Indian sun, that his plan would reach its dramatic climax. Upon their arrival, the Maharaja issued a royal decree. The Rolls-Royce cars, symbols of British opulence and engineering prowess, were to be stripped of their grandeur. They would be used for the most menial of tasks, garbage disposal. The sleek automobiles, once the envy of the elite, were transformed into garbage trucks. The aftershocks Rolls-Royce in damage control. News of the Maharaja's actions spread like wildfire. It reached the hallowed halls of the Rolls-Royce headquarters in England, throwing the company into a state of disarray. The boardroom buzzed with anxiety as they grappled with the fallout. Their prestigious brand, a symbol of luxury and exclusivity, was now associated with refuse and humiliation. Emergency meetings were convened. The company scrambled to contain the damage. They sent a flurry of telegrams to the Maharaja, expressing their deepest regrets and offering their apologies. The salesman who had insulted the Maharaja was swiftly reprimanded, his actions deemed unacceptable and detrimental to the company's reputation. Rolls-Royce, realizing the gravity of the situation, offered the Maharaja a formal apology. They acknowledged their mistake and emphasized the importance of treating all customers with the utmost respect, regardless of their background. They even offered to replace the cars used for garbage disposal with brand new ones, hoping to appease the outraged royal. The Maharaja, having made his point, graciously accepted their apology. He agreed to cease using the Rolls-Royces for garbage collection. However, the damage was done. The story had taken on a life of its own, becoming a cautionary tale whispered in elite circles. The Maharaja's act of defiance had left an indelible mark, forcing Rolls-Royce to confront its own prejudices and reevaluate its customer service practices. Public perception shifts, a brand tarnished. The incident, far from being a local anecdote, quickly became a global sensation. Newspapers around the world picked up the story. The image of a Rolls-Royce being used as a garbage truck, a stark symbol of the Maharaja's revenge, was splashed across front pages. The public was enthralled by this audacious act of defiance against a powerful company. Public opinion, once firmly in favor of the prestigious car manufacturer, began to shift. People applauded the Maharaja's audacity, his willingness to stand up to arrogance and prejudice. The incident sparked conversations about colonialism, classism, and the importance of treating everyone with respect, regardless of their social standing. The incident tarnished the once impeccable image of Rolls-Royce. The brand, synonymous with luxury and exclusivity, now carried a whiff of scandal. Sales dipped as potential buyers, particularly those from non-European backgrounds, hesitated to associate themselves with a company that had shown such blatant disregard for a valued customer. The Maharaja's actions had unwittingly struck a chord. They had exposed the ugly underbelly of colonialism, highlighting the subtle and not-so-subtle ways in which people of color were often treated as inferior. His story resonated with many who had experienced similar forms of discrimination, turning him into an unlikely hero, a symbol of resistance against the established order.